Hello, everyone. Welcome to the program. This is Sunday Politics, live on Channels Television. I am Seun Okinbaloye, live for you here in our Abuja studio. Let's tell you that there's been a meeting between the Sultan of Sokoto and President Bola Tinubu. Earlier today, the meeting is happening shortly before the president and his entourage depart Nigeria for a state visit to the United Kingdom, where he will be welcomed by the winter cattle. But the meeting, after the meeting with the Sultan, there is no major communication as to what both leaders discussed after the meeting, which was described by the villa as a private meeting. All right. Nigeria's political landscape appears to be entering a new and uncertain phase. A wave of defections, internal party battles, and growing debates about the future of opposition politics are reshaping the national conversation ahead of the next electoral cycle. The African Democratic Congress, ABC, once considered a minor player, is suddenly attracting high-profile political figures, even as it battles a leadership dispute now before the courts. At the same time, questions about governance, economic hardship, and the performance of the ruling party APC continue to dominate public discourse. Nearly 3 years into the administration of President Bola Tinubu, is Nigeria witnessing the early stages of a major political realignment? Can the opposition reinvent itself and offer a credible alternative? And how might the growing debate around zoning and power rotation shape the road to 2027? Tonight, I'm being joined by a journalist, publisher, and a political figure, a former presidential candidate and a chieftain of the African Democratic Congress, Chief Dele Momodu, to discuss the state of the nation, the future of opposition politics, and the defection of Nigeria's democracy. It's live for us from Lagos. Chief Dele Momodu, it's a pleasure having you on the program tonight.
Good evening, Seun Okinbaloye.
The last time, one of the few times that you have appeared on the program, you had said some things that got a lot of the attention and stirred up a lot of debate. One of the things that you said that a lot of people felt it was quite unbecoming of you, especially those in the APC who criticized you heavily, was how they say you tagged the president as a growing dictator. And you described him in a manner in which angered a lot of people in the ruling party. Maybe I should remind you of what you said. And there are those who will say, maybe you have been proven wrong or otherwise. But this was what you said some months back.
He's the only governor I know, maybe there are others that I'm not aware of, who had 2 deputy governors and they both got into trouble. You see,
you are inferring that he cannot be trusted as a friend.
No,
is that what you're saying?
I'm inferring dictatorship, nothing else. Democracy, I just said it now. I will never support a dictatorship. I suffered under dictatorship. I was in detention. I was in exile for 3 years. I will never. That is why some of those who are trying to dictate that by fire, by force, someone must become president, I've told them, count me out of it. Dictatorship has no way in my books. So once you begin to demonstrate dictatorship.
So in your books, Bola Tinubu is a dictator.
He is a potential dictator. Let me use that word.
Chief Dele Momodu, these very words that you use in describing President Bola Tinubu got a lot of criticism, and there are those who will say you're taking things way too far. Have you been proven wrong on that stance?
This interview, I remember, I granted in October. Tinubu was not yet president. So today, even my worst critic will agree that I was clairvoyant. I have no reason whatsoever to oppose Tinubu. We were together in exile. He was very active. He shouted, black and blue at Abacha, even President Babangida, because we started from trying to revalidate the June 12 mandate that was freely given by Nigerians to Chief M.K. Abiola. So I had no reason. But from what happened since 1999, when he became governor, to 2007, when he left as governor of Lagos State, and then I jagged Lagos. Since then till today, it was very clear to me that I didn't need a prophet to tell me that we are dealing with a potential dictator if given the presidential ticket. And I remember the night I spoke to you, all hell was let loose. People attacking, how can you say that about your friend? And so today, I don't know how anybody will even describe this. Some people have even described this moment as being worse than that of Abacha government. Yes, a lot of people are worried that now we have virtually a one-party state. As I'm speaking to you, there are people who are already saying on the internet, on social media, that one of the last governors of PDP, my good friend and brother, Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State, is also about to decamp. If he does, it means he has virtually given up. And it means if you can't beat them, just join them. It's a sad day for democracy in Nigeria. So I'm waiting for our governor in Oyo State. We were in the same party, PDP, Governor Seyi Makinde. I'm hoping that he will be able to stand the pressure. I know that my brother, my twin brother, Dele, has already moved on to the Accord Party. So maybe there will be one or two governors left in the whole of Nigeria. That would be a disaster. But history has taught me that there is no tyrant, there is no dictator that does not have his own terminal date with history.
There are those who will say Dele Momodu is only saying this because things have not gone in your favor. Had it been Atiku Abubakar, whom you supported in 2023 election, had won the election and is in power, you probably would not have this stance.
Well, it will take ignoramuses to say so, because it's easier for me to move to Tinubu than to move to Atiku. I'm 1,000,000 times closer to Tinubu than to Atiku. But people were telling Atiku that Dele is Tinubu's spy. Till today, there are people who are still telling him, don't trust Dele. It is part of Tinubu's strategy. And Tinubu is a master strategist. He's using Dele to come and spy on you. There is nothing to spy on. I have not attended any secret private meeting with Atiku. 2, Atiku does not have 1% of Tinubu's war chest. No, he doesn't have it. If at Lagos State alone, you can imagine how much Tinubu can generate from Lagos State alone, not to talk of national. And when you have an absolute ruler, everything is available to him. So if I'm with Atiku, it shows you that it is people who have genuine interest of the country. Because I believe there must be opposition politics. There must be opposition candidates. But Tinubu wants to contest against himself. And it doesn't make sense to me. You can see all these rabble-rousing they are doing up and down, giving you fake statistics, genuine explanations. Look, Buhari handed over to Tinubu. But for Buhari, maybe it would have been impossible for Tinubu to be president today. But who are the people attacking Buhari today, even in death? I was watching my big Egbon, Adams Ushiomole, the other day, complaining and heaping every blame on Buhari. I said, so human beings are like this. Once upon a time, you were chairman of APC. So if you are today attacking APC, it means that you must be ungrateful to the man who held forth for 8 years and did everything. He voted and even showed who he voted for. Nasiru El-Rufai, who carried Tinubu on his head today, is resting in prison somewhere. So how can you say it is because of Atiku? Atiku does not have 1% of Tinubu's resources. So please, let's support opposition by saying at least a little, small, tiny thank you to those who can resist dictatorship. All our friends have gone comatose, induced coma, because of Tinubu.
Say that Nigeria, Dr. Dele Momodu, when you say Nigeria is gradually drifting, or Nigeria is operating a one-party state, there are those who will say, well, but you are come from one party to the other, and there are those who will say, Tinubu is in the APC. Why are you blaming him for the internal wranglings in the PDP or in the ADC or in YPP or any other political party? For example, there are still over 20 political parties as registered by INEC. So how do you then say that Nigeria is drifting towards a one-party state? Is that even possible? How do you blame Bola Tinubu for that?
It's very laughable. I can give copious examples from across Nigeria. It is people who want to hide behind one finger, like Ifemke Abiola used to put it, who will say, oh, no, it's part of the game. To get everybody to his party is part of the game. Why won't it be part of the game when one man controls the military, controls the DSS, controls ICPC, controls, what's the other one? No, all of them. They are INEC included. Even judiciary is being threatened in underground manner. So how do you have all that power concentrated in one man? And then, look, I have friends across political divides, and I know what we discuss. Majority of my friends are in APC. If you hear what they say behind, we can't talk. Oh, if we talk, we will be in trouble and everything. Last week, I spoke, I think, on a program, and I spoke about the, what do you call them? Those appointed to go abroad. And then suddenly they released their names. Number one, the quality was the poorest ever in the history of Nigeria. You can challenge me on it. Number two, it's less than 1 year to the next election in Nigeria. You are now appointing ambassadors. When your fellow presidents in other parts of Africa who got to power about the same time as you, they've already settled this immediately, and they are traveling all over the world, signing bilateral agreements. And now we're reading that a lot of the countries are even rejecting our appointees. That does not speak well of a country. So, but to tell me that it's not Tinubu's fault, I can tell you clearly that it is Tinubu's fault. Some people are being coerced, some people are being cajoled, and you can see, even the governor of Zamfara, Dauda, so many times promised that he's not going anywhere, he's going to stay. But if you want to contest the next election, he will go to the safest place. So that is what is happening to a lot of them. It's not that they believe so much in Tinubu. They arrested Okowa in Delta State. Where is Okowa today? Okowa is now with APC, and he already got an appointment to work for Tinubu's re-election. And that's what is happening everywhere. So, I mean, who wants to risk such a thing in Nigeria as going against a moving train? Again, one of Abiola's favorite quotes. Nobody wants to move against a moving train. But I am telling you, history has taught me, you can be a dictator, you can have all the power. Only God has the ultimate power. That one, no question about it.
Chief Dele Momodu, let's get it right. You are able to substantiate, and you mentioned the case of Delta, and you are inferring that the only reason why the former governor of Delta State is able to move to the APC is because he's been witch hunted, according to you, based on past activities and issues of anti-corruption. Now, the Labour Party crisis, the PDP internal crisis, which is happening between political party members of the same political parties, are there any evidence that you can show or tell Nigerians to the effect that Bola Tinubu is the one who triggered it, who sponsored it, or even who caused it, or who is at the back of it? Because what the APC and their leaders have told us is that there is none of these governors, and the APC has about 31 or thereabout governors as we speak, that none of them are being coerced or being given anything to come. That they voluntarily, and they saw what Bola Tinubu is doing in Nigeria, and they wanted to be part of the good job of Bola Tinubu at the center. That is the only reason. Except if Chief Dele Momodu has an evidence or has a different thing that Nigerians are not aware of. Otherwise, there are those who will say, your accusation against Bola Tinubu as causing Nigeria to drift towards one party state is baseless.
Shion, I know you are just being cheeky with this thing. That good work that they want to join, I will give you examples again. In Adamawa State, where Governor Fintiri has now ported to APC. So he's going to say thank you to Tinubu for banditry, for sacking his village. Bandits sacked his village just the week before he joined APC. Is that what he's going there to? Is that the good job he's going there to thank him for? In Rivers State, Governor Fubara has not known any peace. In fact, because of one man, he was removed from power and replaced with an administrator. So now he has gone to thank Tinubu for sacking him for 6 months. He has gone to thank him for imposing Wike on him and telling Wike you are the leader of PDP when Tinubu is not a member of PDP, and saying Wike is the leader of APC when Wike is not in APC. What are you talking, Sheung? Let's get serious about this country. Let's not be rubbing the heads of our leaders and make their heads swell like Gari Jebu. Look, when tomorrow comes, Tinubu will remember that he had a friend in Dele Momodu who told him the truth when everybody was telling him lies. Today, that's what they call Amreni Joba. You know, when you are leading the elephant, just keep going, and the elephant does not see the ditch ahead. I am telling you, full-chested, that when tomorrow comes, Tinubu will know that a lot of the guys, if they can be abusing their own leader, Buhari, without Buhari, it would have been impossible for Tinubu to be president. And Buhari is dead. They are not even allowing him to rest in peace in his grave. They are still abusing him. He's the one who caused this. Is he the one who caused the profligacy in government today? See the money they are wasting everywhere. They are already campaigning. INEC has not said people should campaign. They are already going everywhere, distributing rice, distributing this, distributing that. So now we have weaponized poverty. And you are telling me that that's not a subtle way of capturing people. That's why I said they coerced some people, they cajoled some people. Those are two things that I have said. And I stand by it. And look, even in ADC, they are still sending their agents. We know them. They are still sending their agents to come and scatter ADC. They are still sending people to labor to scatter labor. They virtually scattered PDP. Imagine a man who came out and did anti-party. Here's some Wike openly. He never offered any apology. Now, they said the appeal court said his faction is the one that is recognized. Who doesn't know the hand of Jacob and the voice of Esau? So, Sheung, I stand by it.
Yeah, Chief Dele Momodu, with what we were saying, your party, the ADC, is now attracting defectors. Yes, it is simultaneously facing a leadership dispute in court. How can Nigerians trust a party that appears internally unstable?
for myself, as a member of ADC, I know that every effort is being made by the ruling government to scatter ADC. If they succeed, they always say the heavens will fall, it will fall on all of us. I know that ultimately something will give. And that is why those who want to at any rate, a country does not belong to political parties alone. It belongs to every citizen. And any citizen who believes that Tinubu does not deserve a second term should come out boldly and oppose him. So don't wait for ADC. Don't wait for PDP. Don't wait for anybody. We are all human beings, and we should all come out and say enough of this rascality. It's unbelievable, the impunity that is going on now. I can tell you, at 65 going on 66, I have never seen anything so bad. It's like, that's why I say we are like victims of jazz, that someone has jazzed our brains, and you see giddiness. You are marching on the mandate of insecurity, of poverty, of poor infrastructure, of impunity, where one man holds everyone by the jugular. No. I've said my own. I will play my part in opposition if it is playable. And if Nigerians decide to act like Mumu and allow people to hijack their common patrimony, I wish them the best of luck. It's not a fight. I'm not fighting Tinubu. It's nothing personal. But I will not support dictatorship.
I came across this comment on social media yesterday, I think. I think it was yesterday or the before yesterday, when there was this matter with the chairman of the ADC, Senator David Mark, and some leadership of the party. And someone said, it is going to be disastrous and it's going to be too risky for anyone to run on the platform of the ADC. And the person counted that across the nation, there are numerous court cases against the ADC, one which could affect the chances of the party of being on the ballot. And anyone who dares to be on that ballot might be risking the chances of being on the ballot in 2027. And you've muted it. So are you worried that the ADC might have some kind of danger or landmines along the line ahead of 2027?
Sheung, we all know the court experts in Nigeria. We know those who are trying to induce judges in Nigeria. It is not a secret. They are boasting about it. They are supervising it every day. Nothing can surprise me about the Tinubu government and its operatives. And I am telling you, whatever they like, let them do. When it gets to a stage where a child tells the father, go and do your worst, it is over. I am telling you, it has reached a stage right now that some of us no longer care. If Tinubu like, let him make sure nobody contests against him. Let him put his picture alone on the ballot paper or put his cronies to decorate the ballot paper. There is no problem. But what I know for a fact, as a good student of history, is that it will not augur well for our country. So, all this talk about, am I afraid? No, I have no intention of contesting any election. So, those who have risked coming to ADC, I salute them. For me, I will always salute them, because what they have done is to show that they are not slaves. And those who have chosen to be voluntary slaves, who know that they are going to APC not with happiness, but with trepidation, I wish them well. Because when tomorrow comes, their children will ask them, what did you do when dictatorship was being fostered on Nigeria? So that's it.
Chief Dele, the president said a few days ago that victory is sweet, but the context in which he said it, I'd like to get your view on what he said. But of course, I'll remind our viewers, this was at the break of fast dinner held at the State House with leaders of political parties. And I understand that the IPAC chairman did speak truth to power when he stood up and lamented the situation with respect to some of the gray areas in the Electoral Act. But a particular comments made by the president got a lot of people talking. I'd like to get your view on that. So take a listen to what the president said.
I want democracy. We are guided by the same law, no difference. That I signed the Electoral Act. I have no choice. I don't want to throw the country into turmoil of argument of nothing. There is an overwhelming majority by the National Assembly that passed the law. If I have serious question or reservation about it, I will have raised it, but I have not. I have submitted myself to the principle of rule of law, democracy. I signed. The rest is history. We meet at the polls. The game is sweet. Only when you are winning.
Is it a case of the game is bitter when you are not winning, Chief Dele Momodu, just like the ruling party APC members are saying now? But he has said that let's meet at the polls. What do you make of the president's comment here?
But the sheer arrogance of power. I'm a very good student of history, and I went to one of the best universities in the world, Great Ife. University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo University, where we were trained on Aluta. Victory is sweet when it is not stolen. Victory is sweet when it is not forced. Victory is sweet when it is not purchased. When you spend the whole money of Nigeria, people are dying in Borno State, they are dying in Kebbi, they are dying in Kwara, they are dying all over the country. What manner of victory is that? When we were all chasing Jonathan around before 2015, it was not up to 1% of what is going on in Nigeria today. We all marched on the street, including Tinubu. He was very excited. So now what victory are we celebrating? That people are living in squalid conditions in our country? That people are dying like guinea fowl, including members of the armed forces, for which he is the commander-in-chief. So, look, he can be boastful, he can do whatever he likes, but I am telling him as a brother and as a friend that victory is not sweet when it is being forced. Today, I just read of a Yoruba warlord threatening hellfire for anyone who opposes Tinubu in Yoruba land or in the whatever. And I shook my head, because this is a man I consider my brother. But because of the current giddiness of I must belong, and hopefully maybe after spending some years in exile, so they will accept him, the government will accept and protect him. And I'm like, what is Tinubu trying to turn Nigeria into? In Edo State, where I come from, they are already threatening that you must be APC by fire, by force. Is that the democracy you are talking about, Sheung? Abba. Look, most people behind closed doors now speak in whispers. In whispers. This Tinubu thing. Anywhere you go now, this is your man. Because they know he was my man. And if he's watching, I am telling him today that a lot of people are deceiving you, Mr. President. They are deceiving you. They are going to collect your money. They know you have a bottomless pit of money. They will collect it. But I doubt if they will vote for you. And that one, I'm very sure about. And this is a man who got on a platter What if Awolowo could not get? What if NK Abiola could not get? So why don't you, all this money that you are throwing up and down, why don't you spend it on developing your country? And if you win, you win. And if you don't win, you thank God. Say, thank you, sir, for the much you are giving to me. That's all. What is life after all? But let's carry on.
Give me a moment, Chief Dele Momodu. But the question will be, who is afraid of Bola Tinubu and who is ready to face him at the polls in 2027? And in fact, who is capable of beating him and his political party? That's going to be a conversation which, of course, will allow us to assess the Tinubu government and the APC in the last 3 years or so since they got into power. We take a break, but when we come back, our conversation continues on the state of the nation, the very, very important 2027 polls, and what it means for you as a Nigerian. We'll be right back, everyone. Everyone for staying with us. Chief Dele Momodu, a former presidential candidate of the NCP, a chieftain of the ADC, and a publisher and journalist. Thank you so much indeed for your time tonight, Chief Dele Momodu. Let's get back to the conversation. There are those who are unhappy in the manner in which opposition parties generally, before things started getting heated up, then once the election was over, everyone went to bed. Everyone went to sleep and left the ruling party. And there are those who are saying that Bola Tinubu and the APC are not the kind of politicians that you will leave to operate the field the way they like. They are too strategic. And Bola Tinubu, the way he's done his politics, is very strategic and very intentional. And now at the last minute, opposition is now waking up. And you are then now blaming Bola Tinubu. Where have you been in the last 2 years? When you are not organizing, you are not planning, you are not coordinated, and you have left your house to be left in disarray. And then those who are blaming the opposition for that, that whatever you see today, opposition, blame yourselves for it.
You are only playing the devil's advocate. And I understand the game. I'm a journalist like you. You asked a question before you went on break that who is afraid of Tinubu. I would like to answer that question. That in fact, it is Tinubu that is afraid of Nigerians. And that is why they are cooking all kinds of cocktails. What you call strategy. They are cooking all kinds of cocktails, mixing, ill-assorted potpourri of ingredients that we catch opposition. From day one, you said they went to sleep. We didn't go to sleep. From day one, you had a wiki, an enforcer, who was going around to destroy PDP from within. And he had the full backing of the president. The president has never hidden the fact that Wike is either a co-president or a co-vice president. I don't know how to describe him. And so PDP died. Within the Labour Party, they made sure that they kept Peter Obi busy, where there were different factions. And of course, once parties are factionalized, the party will die eventually. That's why you could see that Atiku is a very experienced politician. He saw their strategy immediately. And that was when they started meeting with like minds and planning this ADC thing. So you cannot say they went to sleep. Nobody goes to sleep. Politicians don't sleep. But where a man has the power of life and death over his fellow politicians, what do you expect them to do? What Tinubu has over Nigeria today is that power of life and death, and that is what he's using. Wike feels important today just because of one power, the presidential power. Wike will become a nobody today. Let Tinubu remove him as minister of FCT today. You will see that instantly he will become irrelevant. See what they've done to our brother and friend, Nasiru El-Rufai. he was one of the most powerful people who ensured the victory of Tinubu, supported him with everything, with Mrs. Buhari. But what are they facing today? So it is not that we went to sleep, but we were kept very busy using the power, the presidential power that God has given to him, if I can put it that way. But I am telling you that when you oppress your fellow human beings with God-given power, you should also watch your back, because you don't know what others are planning. So that's why I'm telling you, nobody is afraid of him. He's the one rather who is afraid of Nigerians. And Nigerians have a way of fighting back. Go and read our contemporary history. Nigerians have a way of fighting back. And God, they say we pray too much. In fact, our prayer that also helps us to fight back. And at the appointed time, you will see the efficacy of our prayers. Because when you become helpless, who do you run to? You run to God. Nigerians are suffering. I think the Tinubu government is living on another planet. They are living in outer Mongolia, to sound again like MK Abiola. They are not being realistic. They have their own delusion of grandeur. What the Yorubas call Aye Yewatan, nobody can touch us. So, for me, let's just keep going. I know that opposition is very serious. The only thing Tinubu can do now is to make sure that no other serious political party exists in Nigeria. So, whatever they can do, whoever they can do deals with, whether in the courts or wherever, let them go ahead and do it. That's the only way. But for as long as there are other formidable candidates, it will be a great match. I guarantee you.
So, and I asked that question, and since you went there, I was going to go to that part of the program to ask you specifically, who do you think in Nigeria of today, it doesn't matter which political party the person is, there are those who will say, with the manner in which President Bola Tinubu has politically constituted himself and established himself, it's going to be difficult, and it's going to be an Herculean task in defeating him in 2027. But is there one person, one politician today that you think can defeat him?
Chance that can defeat him, because he is not a popular president. Forget about the appurtenances of power. He is not popular. So stop hyping. When you are not popular, you are defeatable. When Jonathan was not popular, he was defeated. Even Buhari had given up that he can never win again. And let me tell you, what you have in ADC today is a star parade. It's a star parade. We did not even have those caliber of people in 2014, 2015. Let me give you this parade. As bad and terrible as the last INEC was, Atiku came second. Peter Obi came third. It was claimed that it was rigged, but I abide by the ruling of the Supreme Court. So the two of them are currently in ADC. In the APC primary, Amechi came second to Tinubu in their APC primary. Amechi is today in ADC. So I don't know how many other people are still coming. Former governor of Sokoto State, Aminu Waziri Tambuwa, one of the most seasoned politicians in Nigeria today, is in ADC. He just joined. Tambuwa had been Speaker of the House of Reps, which means that in every state of Nigeria, he would have had contact with about 5 representatives of the House from those states. He has been governor of Sokoto for 8 years, and now is serving distinguished senator of the Federal Republic, is with us. Our chairman, David Mark, was a Senate president. One of the most active, one of the most intelligent, and don't forget military background is our chairman. Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola. Nobody knows Tinubu better than Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola. He was governor in Osun State for 8 years. He was commissioner for works in Lagos State under Tinubu. He's in ADC. And look at the preponderance of senators, members of the House, and everybody now trooping. Let me give you a prediction again. You know I'm a prophet. I was born and named Joseph at birth in Ile-Ife. I am telling you that in the coming weeks and coming months, Tinubu will begin to lose sleep when he sees the true color of human beings. They will show him. All those who are expecting something from him today, they are pretending like the rattlesnake, waiting, hoping that they will get something. When they can no longer get it, they will seek their fortune elsewhere. Even right now, their own vice president, a very cerebral gentleman, is at a crossroad because APC does not know whether he can risk a Muslim ticket again. So, Kashim Shettima, the VP, is there, perching and watching and waiting for who will remove him as vice president and then go and bring a northern Christian. Even MKO Abiola in 1993 could not do it. He had to chicken out. So now, they are at that crossroads. And if they remove him, then it may also backfire. And if they retain him, it's a catch-22 situation for them. So, you know, I try to simplify this thing so that those who think Tinubu's strategy is foolproof, he has gathered, I must remember this, he has gathered all the governors in Nigeria. In fact, let me gather all 36. I tell you, the simple example I love to give is what happened to members of the G5 led by Wike in the last election. 3 of them contested senatorial elections. They all lost, and they were sitting governors. So what gives Tinubu the confidence that he will be able to get the governors to deliver the votes for him? Then finally, the will of the people. I don't know much about certain parts of the South, but I know, because you asked who do I think will be able to defeat Tinubu, I've always said it's not a secret, that today, after Buhari in the North, they have a queuing system. From my analysis, Atiku Abubakar, even those who didn't like Atiku before, now it's smelling like rose, because the enemy of your enemy is your friend. So Atiku Abubakar, if he runs, he has prepared forever, just like Donald Trump was preparing forever. People say, Donald Trump is old. Like joke. He's doing his second term now. So Atiku Abubakar started from 1993 when he stepped down for MKO Abiola. That's where my fascination for him started from. He is there waiting. And his people, I believe, will support him and they will defend their votes. There is nothing you can do when you talk about rigging. Rigging is possible where you have overwhelming majority. Are the soldiers going to kill their own people because they are going to vote? So I believe if we have a combination of Atiku, maybe with Peter Obi, maybe with Rotimi Amechi, maybe with any other person that comes from the South, Tinubu will be gone. Thank you.
So you're saying invariably that if Atiku is on the ballot with an Amechi as a vice or Peter Obi as a vice, that will be the end of APC or and the ambition in 2027. Is that what you're saying?
it will be the end of Tinubu's ambition, not APC. Oh, other people, they will fight for their own survival.
You are saying that Atiku is the man to defeat Bola Tinubu. That's what you're saying.
They know each other too well. And Atiku has a formidable political empire. Trust me. Formidable. Since 1993, he has never given up on his dreams, on his vision, on his mission. He has never given up. People have argued with me, oh, you need a younger person. Politics does not work that way. There are candidates of necessity. Joe Biden was a candidate of necessity for the Democrats. Just like Donald Trump was a candidate of necessity for the Republicans. Just like John Mahama was a candidate of necessity for NDC in Ghana. You feel the most experienced, the most prepared man. When you are going to the World Cup, you have a lot of young people, juveniles, who play good football, who can, out-dribble Brazil. But you also need experienced player who knows that.
Give me a moment. Give me a moment. We need to go on another break, and we'll be back to wrap up our conversation.
Improve infrastructure connectivity and innovative ideas that move our people from poverty to prosperity.
From the north to the south, across valleys, rivers, and rising skylines, one name powers it all. Secure, intelligent, and built to last. Nigeria's digital transformation is unfolding before our eyes. We connect governments, empower agencies, and enable service delivery in the private sector, all driven by brilliant minds and bold ideas. Across public and private sectors, governance to learning, e-health to emergency response, we are integrating the systems that drive our progress as a nation. Keep evolving every day, every night, because Nigeria's digital future begins today. Galaxy Backbone, enabling digital services.
Every day starts with hard work. Under the sun, through the dust, doing what needs to be done.
Hello, babe. The store is empty and I'm too tired to go to the market. Please, can you help me out with the groceries? Thank you.
Easy setup, expert support, secure payment, and swift delivery. Ninth Marketplace has you covered. Ninth Marketplace. Earn with every referral you make.
Is your building's final line of defense formidable? At Swiss Trade Doors, we have redefined what it means to be truly secured with our doors as guardian masterpieces. Our doors boast of visible protection and are rated to withstand high-caliber threats without compromising a single line of your building's aesthetics. Peace of mind is a true luxury with Swiss Trade Doors. Our 50% discount sales offer is still on, and to buy doors at 50% off, contact us today.
and cable. Great quality, now with the new look.
We've come to the end of the program, but Chief Dele Momodu, just in 30 seconds, why do you think Nigerians should not vote Bola Tinubu in terms of promises and performance? Your final word in 30 seconds, please.
Insecurity is number one. He boasted about electricity. It never materialized. Number two, poverty has quadrupled. The fuel price that he said he removed, the subsidy, we have seen more money accrue to government, but we are not seeing the effect of it. He has borrowed more money than any government in the history of Nigeria. What are we doing with the money other than fritzing it away and doing city boys and all that all over the country? This is the time the president, if he wants to win election, let him start from now. Let him forget about 2027 for now. When he gets to that stage, then he can do it. But today, he needs to address our military. He needs to encourage them. They are dying like guinea fowls on battlefields. This is the time for him to address that situation. Thank you, Shehu. Thank you, Shehu.
Thank you so much. Chief Dele Momodu, a former presidential candidate of the NCP, and that's Chief Gani Vayami's party then, and of course, a chieftain of the ADC and a publisher. Thank you so much, Chief Dele Momodu, for your time. That's our show for today, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm Sean Okimaloe. God bless Nigeria.